Theros Chaos time! It's time for the mythic odyssey of Theros to continue exploring the deep seas of the Draka Sea, I believe that's called, after receiving some interesting quests. What happened last week? What do you remember?
So,
met Nadrin's parents.
Zholk went back into the Pale Screamers lair.
Just the gambling epithet just continued to stick.
And then Bennett went in. Then I went in. I was deafened, Bennett was deafened, and Zholk was feeble-minded.
Zholk was deafened, paralysed, and feeble-minded, yes.
Went into temple to try and fix ourselves. The deafness. And Zholk got some of his brain power back.
After talking to an Oceanid, a nymph of the deep seas, that was also a priest of Thassa.
And then we went to see my parents, where Archie, I think that was his name.
Archie, the Arcanophage.
Yeah,
little sea slug.
He sucked the dom out of Zholk.
He ate the dum out of him. That is true.
And we found out that there was some stuff going down, and my dad's forge had been taken over.
So
forcibly?
The gist of what you managed to get, because you walked in on your parents having a bit of an argument, because it was they both knew that this situation needed resolving, but had two different methodologies for it. That your father is a sea forge, or at least is a sort of sea blacksmith, creating one of the few people in Olanton that can create a lot of the arms and armour that they need. And recently, a rival smith had run him out of his forge, had overtaken it with a overwhelming force. That's about as much of the details as I believe you got from what type of force you're facing. And they were at odds as to how to deal with it, with your mother being part of the city guard, wanting to gather up a small part of that force to take it back, and your father being much more patient, letting sort of things go where they may, and then if the currents of the sea blows the forge back into their hands, then that is that as well. You decided, being adventurers, that sounds like a quest to me, so off you trotted. Well, after a quick sleep to get your spell slots back, off you trotted to...
Neil lost all dignity.
Neil had to pay the pet tax by letting your parents just smother him in love, as is all parents' right when their kids bring home a new pet. He then headed off to a big cavern in the ground that was surrounded by crabs and sea scorpions, and using some tricks he managed to stealth past them without too much of an issue. And that's where we pick up. You have headed down this large ravine with the intermittent sort of pulses of warm water rushing through this cavern. Not enough to cause any damage, but it's enough to know that there is something in here causing a lot of heat. Yeah, and that's where we'll pick up. So you should hopefully all see your characters at the bottom of the screen, or at least the bottom of the map.
Oh, this is quite a big map.
It's
At least the amount I'm zoomed in
yeah,
at.
it's a decent size. There's some places to explore. Dynamic lighting is working properly. Yeah. Oh. How would you like to go about this exploration?
I think someone not as squishy as me should go in the front.
To be fair, out of the entire party, not including companions, there's only one person with more hit points than you.
Really?
Yes. There would
How
be
many hit points
two
has Nadrin got?
if Sogo was here.
I've got 50. Oh. We're together then.
You can stay in front of me. I've got 48.
I mean, that's not many
Yes.
less than us.
Zholk felt the pain of rolling randomly to determine health.
Every level.
Every level.
I also rolled. I got a 2 last time.
Yeah, but you're rolling a d6 for health and he's rolling a d8. And has less health than you.
Can't forget, I rolled a 1 during character recreation as well. It is what it
I've rolled
is.
2s several times.
Zholk
at this point.
is Zholk.
However,
I can try sneaking ahead.
You
You can still
wanna-
try- you are still underwater, so you will need to be swimming. But I think everybody at this point has some capacity for a swim speed. Because I believe Scott's
Yes.
painted some fins for those without them. Which essentially will give you a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. Just to keep it simple. Okay. Right into a wall. Yeah, there is a
There's nothing
small
there.
cavern filled with sponges and other things that are filtering nutrients from the warm waters pulsing through this area. But other than that, nothing of note.
Sponges.
Scott's puzzles this for a moment, and she'll go over and rip up a piece of sponge and put it in the granny bag.
Okay, good. Oh, I need to remember to edit the granny bag as well, because you left something last time, didn't you? Can't remember what you called your friendly little mollusk, but you left him.
Oh, Charlie.
Charlie.
Has to be sang to on Tuesdays.
Yes.
Oh. You are adding a piece of sponge.
The worst time.
Yeah, throwing a piece of sponge that's going to do 2d10 damage to something.
Oh, Granny's gonna love this. As she just, like, shuffles back over.
Hang on. Mollusk, delete. There we go.
She, like, bounces off the corner of the cave there as I bash my knee on my desk.
It is quite a tight cave. There's enough room to just about move through, but you probably find yourselves trying to find purchase along the walls to pull yourself along as much as you'd have enough space to swim.
Well, since that's a dead end, shall we go
Now, if that might be a dead end as well. Might just be a very big map with no entrance. Are you making an effort to be quiet?
Yes.
And give me a stealth check, please.
I'm blind. There it is.
Okay.
Not the complete worst.
I've seen worse rolls. Kind of hard to compete with Bennett and his 11 stealth.
Oh. I didn't realise he had 11.
Yeah, he is an assassin. That's kind of the point.
Just be happy you moved away from me first.
That's just also true.
Yes.
My favourite ability by far.
I keep worrying
Roll
that
the
it's going to get
rollers.
annoying, but you know what? It never really does.
See, it's annoying, but it's funny.
It's annoying in the right way.
Yeah. That's kind of what sets it apart from just being completely irritating, is that it's funny as well.
Like, it's a narrative kind of annoying.
And it also
Yeah.
affects the bad guys, which helps.
Yeah.
Well, some bad guys.
Yeah.
So, naturally, as you push further forward, the cave opens out a little bit. You're still very much in the entrance, but it's mostly just built-up corals, sponges, and other sort of stationary sea life that are just filter feeding through the warm waters passing through you in that sort of rhythmic pulse.
Bennett, do you want to go forward? I'm scared. I don't want to die.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Bennett,
As well.
motivated at the thought of death, immediately in stealth mode.
My immediate question was, how much do we care about being quiet?
You are underwater. It is more difficult to make certain sounds anyway. But it's entirely up to you.
So I've got 60-foot swim speed, so I could just zoom if we don't care.
Yeah, but does everyone else have a 60-foot swim speed?
I mean, if I see a problem, I'll come back.
I've only got a 30-foot swim speed, which...
I mean, Zholk is cheating. He is using a magic item, so
Yes.
it's not in native.
Walk speed is 40 foot because of my shoes, but I think my swim speed is only 30.
Yes. Is the boots of the butterfly only affect your normal walking speed or movement speed? The butterflies don't swim very well. So, Bennett, as you push further forward, you can hear like a deep rumbling sound. But aside from that, there's not a great other things you can just detect off the bat. You can try and listen closer with a perception check, or you can try and stealth further forward.
I'll make a perception check first. Well, I might as well.
Yeah. Yeah, other than this very deep rumbling sound, there's not a great deal else you can detect from here.
Oh dear.
It's still a 12 though.
Even on a nat one.
You can't crit fail an ability check. So let me have a look to see what passive perceptions are.
Ooh.
Okay. So, as you push yourself further forward, you see these two bloated humanoid creatures, sort of covered in, for want of a better term, just detritus. Let me copy the image and put it into the Roll20 chat for everyone.
Do they at least look friendly?
No. To put it as simply as possible, no.
I mean, I thought they might be like Abe Sapien from Hellboy. Maybe.
Not quite. You get the distinct aroma of death from them. And not nice death either. More of a, this thing should be dead, but it's walking around and that's not good. They haven't really spotted you.
Said I eat breath for breakfast then.
They eat breath for breakfast. They don't seem to really notice you as a different, slightly smaller creature seems to be scuttling around this volcanic pit of him. It seems to be poking and prodding around, but as you swim in closer, its head snaps up and spots you as you are out in the open. Let's kick things off nice and quick, and I'll have everyone roll for initiative, please. Yeah, don't forget to roll for the companions. Let's sort. So, firstborn to react, as you would probably hear, probably Bennett call out that he's been spotted, I'd imagine. Or at least get the sort of sneaking suspicion that something's gone wrong. First one to react is Neil.
Okay. That's 44, so I think it was that one. I'm really bad at this.
I don't know whether you'll be able to get around this wall in that amount of space. Probably needs to be, yeah, 1 square further back.
And he is gonna... he is gonna dash as well.
Okay.
To get himself in front of Bennett.
Okay. Is that everything?
I've got no other things I can do, I think.
Alright. Well, it is the first of the sea spawn that, reacting to the orders of this strange insect creature, sort of turns and hobbles, sort of very jankily sort of swims towards Neil. And he's going to, first of all, give him a couple slaps. 12 to hit and a 7. I assume both miss.
Nope.
And then attempt to bite with a 17.
That hits.
3 piercing.
Okay.
Okay. Nadrin, probably reacting to the yelp of poor Neil.
Yes, I could technically get up there.
Remember when measuring, you can put press the Q key to put in waypoints if you want to try and go around corners.
Oh, I've never been able to get that to work for me. I think it was there? I don't know. I don't think I can see anything though, can I? No, that's through a wall.
Yeah.
If anything gets into my vision, I am going to hold a Day of Frost.
Okay.
So if anything
Yeah,
bad,
if you spot anything that's not friendly, you're
yeah,
gonna try and rainfrost them.
Ray of Frost, yes.
Okay. This one is going to out there before getting ray frosted in the face.
So let's see. Just trying to see what happens when I reach 5th. It's two.
It should do it automatically.
2d8.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure if it does the thing.
Yeah, that is 2d8.
Okay.
So it takes 8 cold. Okay. You connect with a blast of frigid water that seems to knock off some of the strange growths on the side of this thing. But it is still very much alive. Well, as alive as these things are. And it too is going to try and chew down on Neil. With an unarmed strike. So a 16 to hit and a 19 to hit.
I think so. Yep, he's 15 AC.
Okay, so that's 8 bludgeoning from that. And then he's going to try and bite. 15 to hit. 4
Also
more.
hits. So it's not letting me click on Neil or anything. Now it's working, okay.
I think already rolled 20 times some problems because I've noticed it all hides random health bars and all that sort of thing. So
how much was it total?
Total would be 12 points.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Zholk, we're on you.
So here we go. 35. That leaves me with 25, is it? No, 15. I think. At 60.
How far did you just move?
35.
Then you'd have 25 left.
Oh god, that's quite the zoom. We'll scoot so that Bennett is only barely in range of the aura, so if you want to scoot away from me slightly, that'd be in your best interest.
Team player.
How many skull charges have I got? Oh no, I was warned about casting lightning underneath water.
I'm sure it'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen?
Right, so if I read this cursed epithet right, so I can only hold a thing for 1 round.
Yes. You can only concentrate for 1 round. Yeah.
Right. I am going to cast Reduce on this.
Okay.
Is there a roll?
There should be. Or at least it needs to make a saving throw. What's the saving throw?
Looking for the spell. There it is. So it is a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
At disadvantage.
Well, it's already failed, so.
Yep. So we'll reduce the spawn.
Yeah, it is now size small.
And then Well, I guess those two spawn are making a saving throw.
Well, first of all, you need to roll a d4 to see how many get hit. Let's do that.
So, does it have to be 1d4 targets? Oh god, it does.
Hey,
Well, that works out.
Roll 2d10, and they need to both make dexterity saves. What is your spell save DC?
My DC is 14, so one passed.
So that one takes the full 7, and the other one doesn't take any. Okay.
I don't have bonus actions, so take it away.
Mr. Burbles.
Alright, hearing Neil in distress, Mr. Burbles will paddle his chonky buns as far as he can, which is, I believe, right about next to Zholk and Adrin here.
Okay,
That's,
so he's taking the
all I
dash.
can do.
Okay.
Is he dead? He's got fins like Bennett, so can he move his regular speed underwater?
Yes, if you're giving him fins, then yes.
Yeah, both Burbles and Bennett have.
He can
fins.
use
You could use your action to dash like Neil did.
to go
Yeah,
additional
I
distance,
guess.
yeah.
Oh, he's tanky too, so he does. Wait, why is he at 118 health? I think he's at full health because
He should be at full health. I just think that the tokens haven't loaded health properly.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. I'll fix that in a second. So he's good, and he'll just, I guess, dash in. Yeah. As far as he can, right up in this guy's face. There we go.
Okay. Bennett.
Right. So, realizing that he kind of messed up by just walking out into the open like that, swimming, and mortified by the yelp coming from Neil, stepping right in and next to that one, and he's going to have a big swipe at it initially with Soul Reaver.
Okay.
Hang on. It is a sneak attack, but I don't get advantage, do I?
Yes.
Do you get advantage for them being made smaller?
No.
Oh.
Because otherwise everything would have advantage against you.
Does he not get advantage because he's within 5 foot of a friendly?
No, he gets sneak attack, so you get the extra
right.
13. And it's vulnerable to slashing, so that would be 52 damage.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, didn't need advantage. Well dead.
And then, because I can dual wield and take a second attack, I will follow that up with my offhand weapon, which is my Demon Spine whip.
The whip will be at disadvantage because you're underwater.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Things have happened.
And you wouldn't get sneak for this, but you still do 20 slashing damage.
That's not to be sniffed.
It's still alive, but you definitely carve quite a deep rent in this sea spawn.
Okay, happy with that.
Okay. Are you staying under Mr. Burbles?
Under Mr. Burbles?
Mr. Burbles is directly on top of you. He's here.
Is he?
May not
He's
have
over here
updated on
my
your
screen.
Yeah, Roll20 might be having a moment, but he should be, I believe, over here.
Well then, no.
So,
I won't disengage, but I'll just step out.
Yeah.
Under Mr. Burbles then.
That's fair.
Oh wait, no, I'm looking at it. If I stay there, I'm out from under him, aren't I, there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'll stay there then.
Okay. Scots.
All right. First off, I'm learning I totally should have had
Oh,
advantage
of
on
course,
initiative.
you could have
I
re-rolled.
forgot.
I'll let you
Brand
roll it
spanking
again
new.
if you've won, and for the next round I can change it to that.
Either way, I'm fine suffering my consequences. That's how I learn. But I already wrote it on my whiteboard of things to remember. So if
It's,
you will,
it's a new ability.
re-roll,
You only
I'll
got
take
it last week, so it's a new ability.
Yeah.
So
And then I'm trying to figure out. And as part of bonus action, I take to enter my rage. I can move up to half my speed. So I might be able to get in there. We'll see. So step 1, let's re-roll. That's slightly. That's actually significantly better than a 3. So, she chases down Mr. Burbles. About 30 feet. She can move 45 plus half, which is.
that's if. Are you going into a rage?
Yeah.
When are you going
I can
into a
reach.
rage? Because it's only when you choose to go into a rage that you can move that extra distance, and you have a tendency of exploding on rage. So
Yes, I'm just trying to figure out if I can make it. I think I can. So. Oh god, yeah. I'll spare Nadrin and Zholk, and Skuts will go into a rage and dash first, and then use her movement speed.
okay, you become one size larger, and go ahead and roll on the table.
Down the tunnel, you just hear like, "Rah!" You know, barbarian wild sword. No, it won't. Oh, I had the fuck there. User error. All right. There we go. Still had the.
Okay, you get 3 attacks a turn until the end of your rage.
Right. So she's just like low key freaking out, and I did the math. I can get up there.
It's because it doesn't like
So-
tight spaces.
You just like feel her swim. Sorry, Nadra, and she like just pushes through.
I'll just duck down a bit.
Zholk is so tiny, it's fine, and she'll try to get over to here. Here I go. Especially if I'm a size larger, I think I gain an extra 10-foot movement speed, so I can definitely get there. And, oh my god, 3 tags. And she's just going to start using the granny stick on this guy.
Okay. It would be a disadvantage because you're underwater unless you want to recklessly attack.
Yeah, we'll recklessly attack.
Okay.
Get out of Nadrin's dad's forge! As she, like, tries to... there we go. Tries to squish him. And we're recklessly attacking, so...
Yeah.
Would be...
You spin and smash down with the granny stick and completely flatten the sea spawn. But as the fetid remains of this creature sort of dispel into the ground, it swells before exploding. I need Mr. Burbles, Bennett, Neil, and Scuds to make dexterity saving throws, please. Okay. So Bennett, you would take 11 points of necrotic damage. Everyone else would take 5.
to use my whatever it is.
It's
Evasion
evasion.
allows
Yeah.
me to half that.
So you would also take 5, yeah. Okay. Scott's got 2 more attacks.
But can I? Yeah, actually, I guess if I have far enough reach, I can reach that guy, huh?
Do you have far enough reach? Do you have something that's a 10-foot reach, or a way to have a 10-foot reach?
When I'm a size larger, or does it only add 5 foot to my reach?
Do you remember where I gave you that so I can actually try and look up how I've worded it? Titanic, I think it is. While size larger or larger, you get grapple's bonus action, deal 1+ damage for each size bigger than medium you are, and 5 temporary hit points. No, I think the reach comes from Nadrin's hype woman.
Hype woman. Okay.
So, yeah.
Then yeah. No, I can't reach anything else. If I could attack, there's nothing I can hit.
You can throw pebbles.
Oh.
You wouldn't be able to reach into the bag because you've used your bonus action, but you can break stuff off the walls and start chucking it.
Yeah, she'll just pick up some sea crud then. And yeah, she's just gonna, I guess, look at this guy and just chuck it right at him.
So these wouldn't be at advantage from Reckless because they're ranged. And that's going to miss.
Okay.
You've got one more.
And so she'll just scoop down and grab one more and throw it and...
Also miss.
She's very frustrated right now. I can't throw stuff underwater. Nadrin, how do you do this?
Little weird bug thing. Let's go down because it was his turn next. As it very clearly not expecting such intrusion, is going to attempt to let everyone else know that you're here. Okay. Measuring stick. No, it is going to invite some reinforcements. And it's going to try and move forward and poke Scuds a bit with its trident. Advantage with a poke. That is a crit. So that would be 12 piercing damage, which you halve because of rage.
From a critical hit.
Yep.
And he'll take 5 damage back.
He'll take 5 fire damage back. It doesn't seem to really be that bothered. As he's going to poke again with a 17, doing 10 piercing, which again would be reduced to 5, as it will take 5 more fire damage. Okay, the top of the order is Neil.
Okay. Neil is going to nothing else has joined the fight yet. Neil's gonna move to... No, he's gonna stay there. He's going to try to guiding spittle this thing.
Okay.
Was it disadvantage or?
No, I don't think it is. But that will
Okay.
miss.
Right. And then he is
Might as well
going
roll
to...
the dice to see if it recharges for next turn. It does.
Yay. And then he is going to move up to... So... He's going to move up to here, and then he's going to try and bite.
Okay, that is a hit. Are Neil's attacks magical? Does it say anywhere that his attacks are now considered magical?
I don't think it says anywhere.
Okay. So Neil bites into him. Definitely penetrates some of the carapace, but not as deep as you would have thought. But it's still very much locked in Neil's mouth.
Okay, is it grappled?
It certainly is.
Okay. He has 3 attacks, so he's just going to try and munch down a bit
keep
more.
munching. That's going to miss.
Yeah.
Okay, is that everything?
Let's see. Oh, that 19 would actually count as a crit?
Only if the actual roll, the base dice roll, was a 19.
Ah, right. Okay.
And the base dice roll was a 12.
Right. So, let's see. He is going to...
So I believe if he gets either a 26 or a 27 to hit is when it becomes a crit.
Right, okay. He is gonna use his psychic thing for the first time, like, ever.
Oh.
And he is gonna use second wind.
Okay. Wait, so he gets a... Right. So, you've confused me now because you used an ability he's never used before.
Yeah. So he has second wind, so as a bonus
Yes, 'cause he's a
action
warrior,
he can regain... Yeah. So he gets 1d10 plus his level in the class.
Right. It's to give himself a bit of healing, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So his level in the class... Did we write it down on his character sheet?
I don't know.
Well, his challenge rating, so he's level 6, so it'll be plus 6.
So that's
14.
So he gains 14 back. First time I've ever used that.
Got a little bit of health.
Yep. And oh, he didn't have his full amount of health. He only had 109, and he's supposed to have 113 at the start. Oh well.
Okay.
That's him done.
Next one that is going to just swim on. There he goes. The next one is going to do the same. Nadrin.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. And I am going to... let's go for a Chaos Bolt.
Ooh.
This is one I haven't used for a while.
The quintessential sorcerer spell.
I haven't used it for a while, so let's go for this. Let's just go for a level 1 version of it.
Against what?
Oh, right, yeah, it was against this one.
Damage type can be either cold or lightning.
Go for lightning.
Sorry, I was trying to read the description when you blinked. So, are you going after the weird bug thing or one of the two sea spawn?
This sea spawn here.
That one there. Okay. As it gets zapped with this prismatic bolt of raw chaos and sort of spasms as it gets hit by 12 points of lightning damage. Okay, is that everything?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that for now.
Scots.
Ow.
I would like to. Gonna play whack-a-mole. She's gonna go for this guy down under the bug.
The sea spawn.
Yes.
Okay. The one that just got chaos bolted.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's just going to. I'll recklessly attack.
Yeah. You swing down and splatter this one into the ground. As I need Scuds and Neil to make dexterity saving throws as to these.
Oh, too bad Sogeg isn't here. He'd love this.
And then
Okay, Neil.
show off.
Waste that
I mean,
crit.
it's Neil. It wouldn't be here if he wasn't wasting his crits. And then it's okay. So everyone other than Neil would take 9 points of necrotic damage, and it would be 4 points for Neil. As the sea spawn explodes in a wave of decaying meat. These things pop.
That's done.
Alright, it's good. So you've got 2 more attacks.
Alright, as she turns to this little bug guy that Neil is latched onto, she will go ahead and try to get it again.
That will miss.
Alright, and she will make a second attempt.
And that will hit. Oh, is the granny stick considered magical? Like, yes, it is. Okay.
Oh.
So it will take the full 10. So anything that gives you a +1 to, or something like that, to damage rolls is automatically considered a magic weapon.
Okay.
You give him a bonk. He's bonked. You still have a bonus action.
Let's dig around and pull something out of the bag. Oh, since Sogeg is not here, I will take my it's probably the best friend. Javelin.
It is the best friend.
A tear in her eye, missing the good times and all the explosions with her bestie. She just, this next one's for Sogeg.
I am going to edit the granny bag table so that everyone can see it when you roll it rather than whispering it, because I think it would be more fun.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was whispered every time.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. That should. So do you want to just roll it just so to make sure that works?
The test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone can see that.
Oh.
That's cool.
That
Bag-
would have been
the
neat when I
bag of bullshit
exploded
thing,
everything on the
yeah.
beach.
It's good for a bit of suspense, but I think at this point it's more fun just to let everyone see what horrors lie within that shirt.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Zholk, we're on you.
So, if I target the same thing with all parts of a spell, can it be twinned?
What are you trying to
It-
cast?
Yeah, context. What are you trying to cast?
Scorching Ray does 3 rays of
It does
fire.
the 3 rays. You know what? I allowed it for Magic Missile. I'll allow it for Scorching Ray.
Alright, so I'll spend.
You are underwater trying to throw fire, though. I will point that out.
It's
Right.
magic fire.
It's still quite far underwater.
Fair point. Alright,
It's so far underwater you needed to get magical protection from being cold and crushed to death, so...
is that a space I could stand? I can't see there.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so we will move there to not be in range of anyone with my aura of godness.
Say, team player.
Oh, you're being so nice today.
It's because I can't get in there.
Someone's trying to lose a curse here. This is playing nice. This is not being an irritant.
It is what it is. Alright, so I'd like to save that information for later.
Yeah.
And so I read the Eldritch Cannon, and activating it is a bonus action.
It is a bonus action, yes.
Does that include firing it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I did have a bonus action last time. All right. I would like to point at
To
this.
use something is would be to fire it.
I'd like to point at this thingy
Okay.
with the Eldritch Gustrophes.
Okay.
not bad.
Yeah, it connects.
Right.
Where's it get the push from? Or is this because you're casting?
It's part of the weapon.
Oh, okay. Well, it's
I
currently
think.
locked in Neil's jaws, so it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's the Force Ballista.
Okay. I don't remember it doing that, but cool.
Yeah. And then I will twin a spell just so that I could get to do the thing.
Just for funsies. You get to do it once. You may as well.
Does that mean I roll on the bell table twice?
No, because you've only used the
Oh.
one spell slot for it. It's for each.
Okay.
It's for the spell slot used.
Alright, so I'm going to twin Tasha's Hideous Laughter on these two.
You can't do that. It's a concentration spell.
Okay, I'll give myself the sorcery point back and just go with the purple one.
So you're going for the bug that's in Neil's mouth. Okay, and it
Yes.
needs to make a wisdom save. And
So do a few
So-
people.
it passes, and then everybody. Let's have a look. So that would be Nadrin and Scott, and yourself need to make wisdom saving throws. So Nadrin,
I can be
Zholk, and
scared of
Scott.
myself.
It's all creatures within you. So that includes you.
Wisdom, was it?
Wisdom
Yes.
saving throw. Become frightened of Zholk.
Oh, it's
It's a
charmed.
14 to beat.
Yeah.
You are all terrified of Zholk, including Zholk himself.
I will spend a flash of genius to give Nadrin a +3.
Okay, so Nadrim is not scared of Zholk, but Zholk and Scuds are scared of Zholk.
I love how you're scared of yourself.
I mean, it's worse because
mean-
the thematic is I'm teaching you how to not be scared of me
Yeah,
while being scared of me.
As I'm rereading it, yeah, it wouldn't really affect yourself, but it's funnier this way, so it is this time.
I get it.
Because to be honest, being frightened of yourself won't actually affect you all that much, because it's not like you can run away from yourself, but it's just funny. It's
I could try.
thematic.
Just give him short-term madness. It's fine.
Don't tempt me. I have the short-term madness table already. Don't tempt me.
It was one of my favorite parts of Curse of Strahd.
Wait, that's a thing?
Okay, well, it's a thing now. So instead of being frightened of yourself, let's see what happens to Zholk.
I'm interested.
For the next 9 minutes, you do whatever anyone tells you that isn't obviously self-destructive.
Sweet.
That's a lucky one as well. Is I think in short-term madness, there's you don't do anything for however long. You're like, oh shit.
Oh.
It's very similar to like the stress sort of stuff from Alien.
Alright.
So that's why I tend to only use indefinite madness, because that's all character features, but short and long term can be thematic occasionally. So, is that everything, Zholk?
It is.
Okay, it is this sea spawn's turn, and it is also just going to mindlessly get itself killed. Mr. Burbles. Mr. Burbles would be far enough to notice two other sea spawn further north in the cave that seem to be aware of you but not moving towards you. These ones up here.
Ah. There's not much for him to do. He's just gonna like park himself right down here and just like he's in that protective dog mode.
He's growling.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's a hold action. If they come near you, he's going to bite him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He'll hold. Okay. Yeah. If they come close, he'll use his matchstick claws.
Okay. Give him a scritch. Bennett.
Bennett is going to... On screen, it's going to look like I'm just moving straight to there, but in actual fact, what he's doing is like jump flipping over Scuts just to look really cool.
Aided by the fact that you're underwater, so you've got the buoyancy for it.
Exactly. Although, because it's underwater, everybody's looking at it. It's like it's in slow motion.
Yeah.
Even more cool.
Yeah, bullet time, Bennett.
Attack that thing with... So that's flanked with Neil.
It certainly is.
Something to that, don't
You
I?
get a +2 to hit. Okay. So that would be dead. Why am I even counting it? Be dead. Okay. As you cleave clean through it.
Follow up whip attack against that one.
Okay. Okay. Well, you wouldn't get the snake attack, but you would get 15, 30. So yeah, you would immediately spin, whip crack out, and behead this sea spawn. And I need Neil, Bennett, and Scuds to make a dexterity saving throw, please. As it also explodes. Oh, well, crits abound. Let's have a look. You will take 4 points of necrotic damage.
But I'm using evasion, and therefore I don't.
Therefore, you don't take any. Ever the badass.
Was that me as well?
No.
Okay.
Far enough away. These things explode when they die. I think you've worked that out. Okay. Let's have a look. Is anything happening at initiative 0? No. Okay. Neil.
Okay, so with this thing grabbing Neil, well, it's not.
It's
grabbing him, but it's next to
rushed
him.
towards you, but it's not had enough.
He is
actions
gonna
to attack.
try and bite it.
Try and bite back.
Bite it. Bite it.
Come on. There it is.
He managed to bite.
You got to chomp in.
And that is him.
Well,
He bit. He done.
it's going to attempt to do the same. He's going to flail at him with his meaty bones. 23 to hit and a 15.
Both hit.
And then going to try and poke him. A 7's going to miss.
And that is.
So that's 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Alright. Nadrin.
Me. At minus 11. Sort that out. Is there anything else coming, or is it just this at the moment?
From what you can see, there's only the one sea spawn directly attacking you, and further up this corridor, there are more spawn, but they seem to be standing. It's very specifically blocking an area. You'd also probably be able to hear further deeper into the forge the sounds of voices, but can't quite make out what they're saying.
Okay. I am going to. I did have a plan, but they all died.
When you've got one character that just walks towards something and does 50 damage to them, there's not much that isn't going to do that.
Very true, very true. I will send. I will cast Eldritch Blast. Don't know why that was a question. I'll pump both of them into this thing when I click the right
Okay.
button on my mouse. I'm not doing well today. So, boop. And boop.
Well, the first one connects and punches a hole straight through it. Neil, Scuts, Bennett, I need dexterity saving throws, please.
Dexterity. Really?
So it would be
Neil!
4 more points of necrotic damage.
Neil, why?
And none for Bennett because of evasion. Oh, is it a reaction? I thought it was okay. Then yeah, then you would take 5. That's 4. Sorry.
And
Oh no,
I'll
uncanny
leave it
dodge
at that.
is a reaction.
Yeah, I knew one of them was a reaction. The other one's just an ability that's always on.
Yeah, I got.
Rogues. Yay. So, Nadrin, you pop the sea spawn. Is there anything else you'd want to do?
I think I'm good.
Okay. Skuts, you are still raging and you are terrified of Zholk.
Oh, God. My health is too fragile to just run in the middle of that, but I really want to.
So, further deeper into the forge, you can see these two creatures in the center having a heated discussion, heated argument, that don't seem to be paying much attention to you, but the spawn around them are very clearly on edge. But the creatures you can see, let me... One of these reminds you somewhat of an underwater Sogag. And there is one of these that seems to be the one in control over the other insects and sea spawn. A strange, like, frog-like creature.
You know what? She's gonna mistake the creature over there for Sogag from the distance. And she just like hears some sound or something Zholk made. It scared her. She's uneasy, and she's just gonna run straight over here and just be like, Sogag, there you are. And then as she gets closer, she'll see that it is indeed not Sogag at all.
Well, we'll sort that out once we get to initiative count 0. I'll give everyone else a chance to do stuff first.
She's just gonna punch the guy right next to her as she stops, just for good measure, just to keep the rage going.
Just for funsies, yeah.
Let's just use, yeah, she's just gonna smoosh him with the granny stick. Like, it's still like setting in that that's not Sogag.
Are you smooshing the sea spawn or the Sogag clone?
The sea spawn.
Okay. It is not dead, but it's definitely a lot more dented than it once was.
In her stupor, I'll leave it on 1 attack this turn instead of 3.
Zholk.
Which direction did Skuts run? Was it up to the left?
This way.
Ah. No wonder I can't see. That's a lot of things.
That's a lot of things.
Oh no. Alright.
Looks like that's the boss room where sadly the map doesn't let me put more stuff in the way.
There. New. Alright. So we're going to start by...
These two are in a fairly heated discussion that has been interrupted by Scuds.
Right.
To put it as nicely as possible, Can we not immediately murder the boss before they have a chance to actually talk?
That's fair.
You can obviously
Why I
murder them
didn't-
anyway. That's entirely up to you. But you never know. You never know. There might be other solutions to this than just murdering stuff.
All right. Well, my question would be: is this going to block vision of it at all towards this one?
Is it blocking your vision? Can you see that one?
I can see it. Yeah.
Then no, it doesn't.
All right. So we will start by firing the Eldritch Gastrophes in that direction.
Okay. 10 points of force and get pushed 5 feet away.
I'm going to go with... Where is it? That doesn't restore health. That's range touch. Ah, shit. Well, I had a plan. I keep forgetting Lesser Restoration isn't actual healing.
I mean, it's a pretty Zholk catchphrase of "I had a plan."
Sadly. Would using the blowgun be disadvantage?
Yes, you are underwater trying to blow a dart.
Well, we're gonna blow a dart this way. That is a no.
That is a no, as you blow into the blowgun and get oddly reminiscent flashbacks of Sogeg and Pogeg blowing into their horn so hard that they blow a blood vessel in their eye.
That's my turn.
Okay. Mr. Burbles.
He feels like he's being a good boy, doing a good job, so he's gonna keep standing
Guard
guard.
in the rear.
Yeah. He's
Okay.
just like, I'm the goodest boy.
And Bennett.
Well,
I know
no,
you'd
I'm
be
not gonna
within
get
10 feet
disadvantage.
of Zholk.
So I'd still get disadvantage.
Yes,
Oh, I'll move there then.
that's better.
Just get me out of it. And I'm throwing the javelin that
Okay.
thing he gave me at this one. Oh no, I do get a sneak attack, don't I? Because
Yes, because Skirts is right there.
next to it.
Yeah. But that is going to miss.
For argument's sake, just to make things easier, we'll say that rock, just so I can remember to pick it up later. That's all I'm doing.
Okay. So, as you approach these strange creatures at the heart of the Sea Forge, you can see that the Sea Sogeg equivalent seems to be almost like fighting through a trance, like they're half awake and trying to wake up, but not quite, as the strange frog creature seems to just be trying to calm things down before you decide to interrupt, where they will step to one side. As this strange frog creature steps further forward and gestures out. Will be towards Skirts, as you are the main one right there. And says, "You must be strong to come through my forces, you would be useful to me. Perhaps more so than this. As he gestures to the ichthys, which is the species of the underwater Sogag. Would you want to make a deal? I have power and wealth and knowledge to give.
So do I, Scott says as she opens her shirt.
Is that the response you want to give?
No. She's just gonna look at him and just be like, if you guys will get out of this forge, then maybe we can talk, but you punks don't belong here. As she like takes a step towards him. Why should I owe you anything? This isn't even your forge.
Forge is valuable to me. It would cost
Is it yours?
Do you see anyone else take claim of it? Only me and my men are
Well,
here.
Nadrin back there. Nadrin back there. Dad owns it. So the offer I'm giving you is your life in exchange for.
I think you are a little hasty. Maybe you try and offer something of actual value. This forge has potentials. I have only recently acquired it from its sales. And I would be willing to make another contract to change hands again. This one, and he gestures to the ichthys, made a deal to give me the forge, so it belongs to me. Your Triton friend does not have its deed like I.
She's just gonna look at the dude over there. Is this true? Did you give over the...
Right. Well, my glory. Mine. It's the guy that is almost eyes half open, just sort of swaying, almost, as I said, trapped in a dream.
Please. I just want to punch him.
I mean, if negotiations have failed, I can add them to the initiative order, unless anyone else would want to attempt to make a deal with this strange creature that seems to be much more open to diplomacy.
Just before we potentially enter into combat with a Hypnotoad, can I make some kind of perception check or whatever to, I mean, it seems obvious that this fella's under some sort of mind control.
You could give me either an insight or an arcana to try and get more detail as to what type of control he's under.
I'll do arcana because I actually get a
Okay. It is oddly similar to some of the powers you've seen Zholk use, but on a much grander scale. Almost like it's mind. It's not connecting dots properly. Of the where Zholk tends to steal dreams, it's almost like full memories have been lifted. Yet it's that similar sort of effect. Anyone else want to attempt negotiations or try and investigate further? I will also allow Nadra, Neil, and Mr. Burbles to move closer if they want to. As he has tried to start speaking, so you'd have at least 6 seconds to move again.
Yeah, I'm gonna move forward. If I remember right, they just kind of waltzed in and took the place?
According to your father, they were strong-armed out. They were essentially booted out by force. He did mention Lusker as well, which you would gather is this Ichthys that is under this sort of stolen dreams, memory kind of influence.
This, yeah, I will speak up. This place wasn't given over freely.
And yet the deed, the contracts are here in my hands. By the doors of your world, it is mine.
See, my dad owns this place, and he definitely didn't give it over.
And you are here to negotiate its return on his behalf.
Yeah.
Then make me an offer that is worth selling my new pride and joy.
Your life?
I don't think you are in the position to offer something so threatening. I thought you were more on the means of liberations rather than cold murder.
You guess wrong.
Accurate.
Look, pal, I don't know what a deed is, but it feels like you're trying to sell us our own pants back, and I don't like it. This isn't your place to trade for or make a deal for. The only deed I know is a good deed.
And yet, the place is occupied and owned by me and my men. Therefore, it belongs to me, and it would be on you to negotiate its acquisition by your desired competition. If you believe the deed was ill-gotten, that is Not of my concern. Take it up with the one who hired us in the first place.
Well,
Who hired you?
He gestures to the ichthys right next to him.
I think he's lying.
You can make an insight check to try and see if there is ulterior motive behind his words.
Before I click submit on this, I'm fully expecting this to go badly because insight always go badly for Bennett. Oh, it was listening.
You get a feeling you've known of these types of creatures before. Whether they're the exact type, you're not entirely sure, but they remind you a lot of Yugoloths, a type of fiend that likes to get into deals and contracts. And if a contract has been signed, it must follow it to the letter. And isn't the type to lie about that, but is more than the type to bend the truth and to add in additional manipulations to make sure they're the one that benefits from said contracts. So you don't think he's lying about the fact that he owns or has the deed, or at least the rights to this place, and was hired as part of that payment, the rights to this place. You just know that there's been some additional shady shit that's likely gone on as well.
Well, I have an intelligence of 1 and a wisdom of 10, and that's probably accurate of real life as well. I don't know what I'm going to say next, so somebody else is going to have to take over on that.
Do you feel like negotiating? Do you feel like trying to buy the contract back, or in some other attempt you can continue to try and intimidate him, but he doesn't seem to be phased all that much? Bennett, from that insight check and making the educated guess that they are Yugoloths, they don't care about dying, because if they die on Theros, they're not dead for good. What if there is? What if there's someone else that they could get into a contract with? And I don't know, maybe it's almost on the same sort of capacity as sending a wish-granting genie to said worse than death, as it would be to send a unkillable demon that, makes these sort of contracts for him. I don't know. It's up to you on the moral repercussions of such an action.
Oh, I have tons of cool stuff. Just tell me when I should stop pulling stuff out. when it's enough cool things. As she starts rustling into her shirt.
Just turn the shirt inside out again. Get more Onies out. Yeah. Oh god.
A dying tatzelworm. Yeah, she's gonna pull out this bloodied up tatzelworm, just noodle in foot after foot, and drops it on the floor. Oh, this one's really cool.
Hold on, let me go find the tatzelworm.
Oh, what about this? As she pulls out a small, three-headed.
Okay, give me a moment. Roll a d3 for me. Okie dokie.
3.
It's that one.
There. How about that? I offer you the value of companionship in exchange for the deed for this forge.
Hold on. They need to make a save. Okay, the tatzelworm, as it connects with the pressure of the water, goes from dying to dead.
No.
Let's have a look at the chimera. Is it the type of chimera with a swim speed? It is. So it is not going to die immediately because it can be underwater and not die. Hey. But it is a freshly made chimera, barely a day old. So it is not controlled or tamed in any capacity.
Can it breathe underwater at all?
It can.
Oh. Okay, alright.
That's why it's not immediately dying to the being pulled out underwater.
She's just gonna hold it out like a puppy in his direction.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, can I use the beguiling eye? Is that what it is?
You're going to try and charm him.
Hold on. Maybe let me double check real quick. Yeah, I have beguiling eye on. Oh my god.
Okay.
Once per long rest, you may cast suggestion without spending a spell slot. Charisma is your own. So it's between persuasion or casting suggestion.
Okay.
And my charisma is 2, so... What would be... You... You value this friendship more than the forge. Trade me.
Are you casting suggestion?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I need to. What sort of saving throw do they need? Wisdom. I am going to whisper this one because it's going to be more interesting. Oh, okay. And what's the save? What's it to beat?
Charisma is your casting ability for this ability, so I'm looking at my spell saving throw.
Yeah, your spell save.
That's not helpful. It says 0.
It should be 8 plus your proficiency modifier plus your charisma bonus. Let's have a look. Let me open your character sheet. Let me help you find it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know why that's not right.
Spells. Casting ability should be charisma. 14 to beat.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay. So what were the words you said to him? What's the suggestion you are trying to suggest to them?
Trade me. As she holds out the little...
Opens his arms wide. Make me an offer that's worth my time. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Okay. It casts suggestion on you to say, make me an offer that's worth my time.
Guess we'll keep digging.
Are you going to let the chimera go? It's currently like flailing around in your hand. As soon as you let go of it, it's being added to the turn order.
He doesn't want it. He's refusing it.
He's just asking for a better offer. Whether it's including that is up to you.
Okay, well she's got it in one hand, and then in her other hand she'll dig around for another thing.
Oh, which one are you
Piece
gonna
of
go for?
marble. Oh no.
I don't think ankylosaurs can breathe underwater.
And it's her new BFF. He
Would you trade
definitely doesn't
your new
deserve.
BFF for Nadrin's dad's forge?
How would it survive underwater?
How would it survive underwater?
All right. She's got it like right inside the bag, so it's not out, but she's grasping it.
Just
And
holding
she's
this,
going
this
to look at him
wiggly
in the
tail.
eye. Yeah, it's just the spikes of his tail. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, pal. In my hand, I have my bestest best friend. Is Mr. Burbles just like gives me the fucking stink eye from over there. And she completely forgot about Mr. Nuggy. Will this be good enough? But he can't breathe underwater, so you have to keep him safe. But he's my best friend in the whole world. She just stares him, like, eyes would be tearing up if they weren't underwater, I guess.
Make a persuasion check.
God, if this fails, the next one's gonna be an intimidation check.
Okay. He smiles a toothy, spined grin. I will give you the deed to this unique facility. Take my agent and leave without a fuss. In exchange for that bag.
What? No! Granny made me this! She clutches it.
It is the only thing of value on you, equivalent to something as unique as a place to forge the greatest of materials under the sea. I can make you a different offer if it is more convenient for you. Simply sign a contract with me that allows me to call upon you and your companion's services once when needed, and I will vacate this facility and allow you and my previous contractor to work out the details.
If he casted Suggest on her, does that mean she's basically
No.
bent on making a better trade? No?
You've essentially already fulfilled the requirement of that suggestion.
Okay. She's gonna shrug as she looks over her shoulder at everybody else. Chimera in one hand and a Ankylosaurus tail in the other.
So, what's the party's opinion? Would you want to sign a contract with this strange, very clearly evil character, basically promising a favor in return for the facility, or have you got a different offer you would want to make?
I want to brain him.
Or do you want to just try and brain him?
This guy wanted my shirt. It's creepy. Let's just.
Yeah, what kind of creep tries to take someone's shirt?
I mean, the shirt just pulled out a Tatzelworm, Chimera, and Ankylosaur. It's pretty obviously powerful.
Yeah, but that's besides
Still
the point.
someone's
It's still.
shirt. Still wear it.
She's gonna. If nobody else wants to.
I mean, to be honest, just Scots wear her shirt all that often with the amount of stuff you pull out from it.
She takes it off when she wants. He wants Granny's portal. I think he can go in the forge. I think Scuts will put the Chimera and the Ankylosaurus back in her shirt.
You're gonna need to wrestle the Chimera back in.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
It's at full health, isn't it?
It's at full health.
I don't think I'm taking. I'm not raging anymore.
I think with the sheer indignity of talking to this thing, I'll allow you to keep raging. You know, it takes some effort to cobble it back in, but sure enough, you manage to stuff the Chimera back into the shirt.
Is everybody on board with?
Fuck this guy.
All right.
Okay, is that
Yeah, I
is
don't-
that
I
the
don't
end
wanna
of it?
sign.
Of just negotiations have failed. It is time for murder.
Yay, murder time.
Okay, give me
That's
that.
Probably the part we're best at.
Scuts is just gonna look at him straight in the face, and she's just gonna be like, "I have one more trade to offer you. This is what Sogeg would want." As she just like throws the best friend javelin at him. It's not even an exchange, but
Hold on, I've got some stuff to roll. Oh, he did get a natural one for his initiative roll, though. So, also...
I do have one minor thought, though.
Go ahead.
While all of this is going on, would I be able to subtle detect thoughts on the dude?
You can make an attempt.
All right. Where did I put my sheet?
Are you aiming for
How's
the,
it?
the frog dude that was talking to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does he have to make a save?
Only if you try and read deeper, I believe. But I'll tell you now, you get no surface level thoughts whatsoever.
What's the chance he rolls higher than a 14 when he's casting better spells than me, right?
Are you going to try and dig in further?
Yeah.
I will let you know he has secure memory. He is immune to any effects to try and modify or read his thoughts.
Huh. I tried.
Although I'm still going to have him make the save. What type of saving throw is it?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay. 14 to beat, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. At the very least, he's not aware that you've been trying to dig into his mind.
Take it.
Well, with that, let me resort the turn order. First to begin the fight is Neil.
Neil is... Yeah, he's just gonna go for a guiding spell on...
On the boss.
Yeah.
That hits. Oh, hold on, I need to have a quick look. Oh, okay. And he is glowing, but you can see that the spittle does not stick at all. By this time next turn, it will be pretty much washed off and hasn't scratched him at all.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll a d6 to see if it recharges for next turn.
Yeah, D6.
There you go.
And then he's gonna get on the other side of this thing and bite it.
Okay, it is bit.
And it's gonna try and bite it again.
It is continued to be bit. It is still alive.
Okay, and he is gonna like just try and keep it in his grasp.
Okay. Well, it's the two bugs behind them's turn. And first of all, okay, he's going to wave his hands around in strange and dramatic ways, pulling itself free of the ground is another sea spawn. Add that to the turn order. And then let's see, what's he going to do? That is his full action to summon, so he's just going to... Next one's going to do the same. No, he's not. He's going to do something different. He's going to move here. Then, being mean. Away pretty quickly, but that's fine. Okie dokie. We can move it slightly further up so it's not. Okay, I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw, please. He's just gonna die, so I'm gonna roll for him.
Everyone.
Yeah, everybody. As the water around you just turns this sickly yellow colour. As this thing creates a toxic sludge in the water. Okay. Success from everyone, but taking... so that will be 12 points of poison damage to everybody.
How many points? Sorry.
12 points.
12. Can I use my
no,
evasion for that?
as this was a Constitution, not Dexterity save.
Ah, of course, that's right.
And then this thing's going to die, which means that I need Neil and Scuds to make Dexterity saving throws. Okay, both succeed, so it'll be 5 points of necrotic damage.
Neil failed, so he gets the full 11. I think I imagine
Yes.
an 8 fails.
Yeah. I thought Mr. Bubbles was Neil's one.
I wish.
Okay, then we've got this one that's going to swim. And it's going to try and start slapping Scuds. You have not recklessly attacked yet, so it's just normal. 17 to hit, doing 6. 22 to hit, doing 4. You are still raging, so that is halved. Miss, and he's also going to take 5 points of fire damage just because Scuds is on fire, apparently. Okay, Nadrin.
Hey, I am going to. Do I use quick and spell? I am going to cast. Let's see. How big is that? I do the circle.
If
ruler
you
thing.
go to the ruler, there should be a drop down at the top. If
Okay.
you go to radius.
That's quite big.
Yep.
I want to catch Scuts in it, but I think I'm going to have to. Because that counts as Scuts being in it,
Yeah,
doesn't
it certainly does.
Yeah, I'm going
That
to...
would also count as Neil in it in that one.
That one.
Or the previous one. But that one would just be Scuds and then pretty much everyone else.
I'm trying to not catch Neil in anything. Because he's already hurting. I'll go for that one.
Okay, what are you doing?
I am going to use... Don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm going to try and use Ice Storm.
Okay. I need to have a look at Ice. So.
Don't know how well
It'll be
this
a
is going to
case
work
of that
underwater.
the difficult terrain won't last more than a turn as the currents will basically move it away, but the initial effect should still go off. Everything there, so Scuds, we need a dexterity saving throw, and then we need ones for everything else. Respawn.
It was that one, I think.
3. One Hydrolath. Oh, sorry, one Mesolath. Oh, okay. And this. Okay. So that is everybody taking full damage, which is 7 bludgeoning and 12 cold.
Sorry, Scuts.
Scuts, you would halve the bludgeoning down to 3, but you still take full cold. Does cold affect any of these ones? And then Okay. So they all get pelted by ice falling out of nowhere, slamming into them before being swept away by the... Because there is quite a bit of a current coming from these volcanic pits as the hot water is rising quite rapidly. But you do quite severely injure all of the sea spawn, but don't quite finish any off. And the others seem to take a bit of damage, but not that much.
Okay. And I am going to quicken spell
Okay.
and cast...
It would have to be a cantrip. Already cast a normal spell.
Okay, never mind then.
Alright. No other bonus actions? No being pushed around by the currents or anything like that? Okay. Scuds, how are you feeling?
Been thinking like alternate. I think the only thing I can really do right now, Scuts is feeling real thirsty, and she's gonna take that potion of greater healing and drink it. So she's oh no, gosh, no, because she has to fish around in her bag to find it, doesn't she? But if I move,
if
I disengage, I get a
Have you got anything that lets you use an item as a bonus action? I don't think you do. Okay. So it'll be a full action to drink the potion. It's in your normal bag. It's you don't need to dig through the granny bag to find it, unless you want to steal one of the ones you sent to Granny, but you sent a different potion to Granny, I believe.
No, she had the plants.
Yeah. So you wouldn't need to, but it would still take a full action to do.
Yeah, because I don't think I'll survive disengaging.
Well, if you used your action to disengage, they wouldn't be able to attack you.
Okay. Oh, I can do that? Okay, then I will disengage and I will swim back away over here.
Okay. So as an action, you'll disengage and then you can move normally. But that will end your rage.
Alright.
Any bonus actions? Pull more shit out the bag and hope for cannon fodder?
Maybe.
If only you still had Charlie. It is sweet healing.
How far did she just go? So as she's swimming away, she's actually gonna just like take a pit stop by Bennett and give him. Is it an action or is it a bonus action?
It depends on what you're trying to do.
No. Nope, never mind. Bolster magic is an action. So nope, she just swims away. That's it.
Okay. Zholk. You're muted if you're trying to explain what you're doing while moving around.
Oh. So, Twin Spell says that I can target a second creature in range with the same spell.
Yes.
Can that be the same creature?
Yes.
Okay. Doesn't have a range of self. Well, touch isn't self. So I'd like to upcast and twin Cure Wounds.
does it need to be? Target's only one creature with no range at health. Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Sweet.
I love that
So-
the two examples of that aren't eligible are ones that I've said are eligible. For example, Magic Missile and Scorching Ray aren't eligible. But it's like, yeah, they are. Context based, baby.
There we go.
You'd have to cast it or roll it twice, essentially. Once
Okay.
for the Scuds and once for yourself. Or once for Scuds and then once for Scuds again.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're doing. And then you also need to ring the bell.
Bing bong. Oh no.
It doesn't necessarily need to be the target of the spell. It's just targets within 60 feet of you.
Alright, I can see this one, this one,
That's within
this
60.
one.
Well,
So free spawns and the frog.
Okay. And they need to make... So we'll do the spawns first. And it is dex saves, so... Great. Go ahead and roll the damage as well.
Oh, right, yeah. 2d10. Oh.
Okay. So... I need Neil to make 2 dexterity saving throws, please, as these two die.
okay.
Oops.
Oh god.
Okay, so for the first one, you would take 6 points of necrotic damage, and for the second one, take 9 points. Then the frog. Which I am going to keep whispering because it's more fun. And it's dexterity.
The
And it's
Hypnotoad.
14 to beat, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so he is unaffected.
I'm not surprised.
But do you have healed scuds for... How much is all that together? So that is 14, 20... 27 points of healing.
Yes.
Respectable. Not the
No.
healer.
Scoot the last of my movement back this way to not be in disadvantage range.
Okay, Mr. Burbles.
Right. Seeing Scuts just get... I mean, ignoring the fact that Nadrin probably did some of the most. Burbles is just gonna charge on in and skid past this guy. Oops. Yeah. It's about as far as he can go. And then, echoing through the chamber, you hear a burbling. I'm really worried for Neil, though.
It will wash away by the end of the round, essentially, because it's underwater.
Yeah. Which is why it could explode.
So it's everything within 15 feet of him. Con saves. So first of all... Okay, do you want
Is
to
this
roll?
Neil as well?
No, not Neil for this one. Neil will have the next one if it explodes.
Right.
And then con save. Okay, so that one passes. Do you want to roll a 1d8 for me? Oh, wait. Yeah, roll 1d8. Okay. So the water fills with whatever colour you would imagine Neil's exhaust fumes to look like.
Oh. I don't think he can catch it underwater, but just in case, he's
It
gonna
would
like...
have to be on the turn that you've used it while it's still close enough together.
Oh. Okay, so it won't. He can't. Okay.
So for his second attack, he could detonate it right now, but wouldn't be able to do it next turn. Unless you recharge exhaust fumes, so you can roll a d6 to see if you recharge.
No, he's trying to ignite it if he can.
Well, you still need to roll a d6 to see if it recharges, so you can try again next turn, but...
Okay.
Okay, it doesn't.
All right.
Okay, so you're going to try and detonate it. So basically, if he uses his matchstick claws against something, it will create a spark that will set it off.
Okay. So he will slash out at the frog guy.
The frog guy. Are his attacks?
Advantage.
It is at advantage, yes.
Oh.
Okay. Are his attacks considered magical?
I believe so.
Bonded human present protectors. Yeah, protector trait, magic weapons. Weapon
Okay.
attacks are magical, so through. And then the fumes would explode. So this would be Neil and Mr. Burbles would get affected by this. Because I don't think Mr. Burbles is immune to fire, he's just resistant. Or is he immune?
I'm not sure. Damage, immunities, fire. There we go.
Okay. So it'd be just Neil and then everything caught in the explosion. As it is fire damage, it is halved while you're underwater. So, I mean,
What
everyone,
was the save?
it is a dexterity saving throw, 14 to beat. Dex save. Save. Okay. Go ahead and roll 4d8, Skets. Okay, so that thing dies. Neil, you would take 9 fire damage. Not 96, just 9. Then that explodes. Okay. Decent enough. Anything else for Mr. Burbles?
Everyone just kind of eerily hears him murmur and grumble something that almost sounds like for Mogus, and it's eerily reminiscent of Sogeg. And that's the end of his turn.
Almost attracted by the call. The deep sea Sogeg scuttles closer to Mr. Burbles, with eyes still sort of half open in this strange trance. As he is going to try and poke at Mr. Burbles' bum with his trident. One. Oh, shouldn't be whispered these ones, but that was a 17 to hit and a 20 to hit. And in total doing 26 piercing damage. And then he's going to give a snip with his claws. first claw, and the second claw is a 21 to hit and a 9, so additional 8 damage. So that is 26, 34 damage in total, and he is not grappled because he's too big. Okay. Bennett.
Okay.
Okay. That does hit. But that will miss. Okay. It is the weird frog monster's turn. And what's he going to attempt to do? Okay, I need to see if I can get the right token for this. One needs to be. God, okay, right. Be. Oh, that works. That works really well. Big, right? Okay. So. Yep. As he clicks his hands out forwards, as the water around you begins to swirl and swirl, forming this great vortex. As he casts, what's the name of the spell again? Control water, creating a whirlpool. Oh, it will be everybody in there will take. So Nadrin, Scuts, Zholk, Bennett, Neil, and this guy will all take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. As it will also take.
I use my reaction evasion to not let that.
It's not a save for this. This is just being caught in the buffeting waters. If you were trying to get out, that's where you might be able to use stuff like that. And for his other one, because that replaces one of his attacks, he is going to. He's just going to scoot around to this side and poke Neil in the face. Not Neil, Mr. Bevels. With a 27 to hit, doing 8 piercing and 13 poison. Oh, 8 piercing and 13 poison damage. And then we've got this sea spawn that's just going to come over here. And while on Neil, 20 to hit doing 6, 21 to hit doing 5, and 15 to hit, doing 6 poison.
Okay. Neil's thing's just gone stupid, so it now says that he's -6. That's not what I told it to do.
Yeah, I don't think it should be at -6.
He was at 33.
33.
-6. -5. 6.
And then I need a Constitution saving throw from him.
Okay. Come on, Neil. Come on, Neil.
There he is. Getting his crits when he needs them. Well, equivalent of.
He did good.
You did good. Okay. Zholk, give me an Arcana check.
Oh no. I'm not terrible at these.
Okay, you feel this sort of pulse go past you that you recognize as something talking telepathically.
Ah.
At least during the fight. Okay. Neil. He is caught in the vortex.
Yep.
So, I need a strength saving throw.
Okay. Strength. Come on, Neil. You've got a good strength.
He's
Come on,
pretty
do this for me.
chunky. He's okay. So he is moved there. That's essentially taken all of his movement, but he can do anything else. It's just that. Oh, it'd also take 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
God. This is
And
not
yeah,
good for Neil.
that's taking his movement.
There's not particularly much he can do. So he is going to just try to guiding spell this guy again.
Go for it. You can do it. He does it. Again, it doesn't do any damage at all, but it at least lights him up for everyone else.
And that is all he can do.
Okay. Well, next is this one. Who is going to... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. He is going to use his action to teleport over here. They are going to continue being slapped about by Bennett, so they... Yeah, I think they're just going to try and fight back against Bennett. Just normal. 26 to hit doing 8 piercing, and a 24 to hit doing 10.
Does it say once? When an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction. Yeah, I only get one reaction, don't I?
Yep.
Down to...
Okay, then we've got this dash to do so. Nadrin, you are stuck in the vortex. Give me a strength saving throw, please.
I am wonderful at these.
Okay, you get sucked further in towards the center of the vortex and take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And that takes up your movement, but you can do everything else normally.
So, first of all, I am going to Abyssal Summoning.
Okay.
Which, what was that from again? Was that from my
It's your trident can do that, yes.
choose a target within 60 foot. It's just...
I believe it's an action, or is it? Yeah, it's an action.
As an action.
Yeah, it was Whelming Wave. That's a bonus action, or whenever you use Mathematic. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So I am going to summon over there.
Okay.
So here.
Go ahead and roll on the table.
Uh,
Okay, so you from that point you can make a 20-foot line, and everything in that line must make a dexterity saving throw, or take 48 bludgeoning damage.
so it's a 20-foot line.
From, I believe it was that square.
Is it the width is 20 foot or the...
No, the length. It's basically the same length as the typical ruler, that sort of hob, and then it's 20 foot long.
So it's like that, basically.
Yes.
How's Mr. Burbles looking?
He's holding out okay.
He's also in between the two bosses, so...
Yeah.
Let's keep the tank tanking, maybe?
Oh,
yeah, you could do that as well,
I'll go for this one.
because that's not going to hurt anybody friendly.
I'll do that one. I'll do that one. So, what's the dexterity saving throw DC? Would that be my DC?
Your spell save DC, yes.
Okay, that's 16 then.
Okay, so they pass, and the spawn fails, so go ahead and roll 48.
$48.
Okay, it takes 12 damage and is knocked prone. You know, I'm going to make it more fun and say it's knocked 5 feet into the vortex. And say it takes an extra 8 damage. It hits the vortex, slams into a rock, and explodes harmlessly because it's far enough away from everything else.
Oh, thank God. Neil is really hurting right
Yeah.
now. And then I am going to Meta Magic
Okay.
to quicken spell.
Yeah.
And then I'm also going to Meta Magic Twinned spell.
Okay.
So that is a total of 2, 3, I think, for Magic Missile.
Okay. They all need to be against the same target, though.
They're all going against this guy.
They're all going against the boss. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Also, what spell level are you using?
I'll go for a level 1.
A level 1.
2 more.
So, first of all, roll 2d8.
2, 8.
So it could be either acid damage or force damage.
Force.
Okay, smart move, because I think you've worked out that it's immune to acid damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be, as you've twinned it, it would be essentially 66 plus 6.
Okay. I can put 6 plus how much?
Plus 6.
Plus 6.
21 points of force damage as you hammer into the side of this Hydroloth. So to check, is this? It is. It needs to
And
make...
it needs to make a concentration
It certainly
check, I
does.
think.
I was just checking exactly that. It passes.
Oh, bugger. I was
Almost.
really
It was close.
I tried to pump everything into
It
making
was a
it fail.
smart move. You never, if you had chucked in a couple extra points or spell slots into that, you could have hammered even more into him.
I really should have.
But I'll let you know he rolled a 21, so you would have had to roll a lot extra damage.
I was really hoping that
You
that
would
would do
have had
something.
to done a minimum of 43 damage for him to fail that one.
I've done it before.
You've done it before. You got that sweet doubles on the 2d8.
Yeah, it was like, what was it, 50 something damage? 60
It's
something
spicy.
damage?
It is spicy.
It was a lot.
But you did hurt him. The first bit of damage is taken so far.
Yep. I did what I could.
Okay.
Really should have put more into that, but
Scuts. You never know. You can always try and negotiate with him if you're feeling like this is a losing fight. We're saying you guys shot first.
All right. Do I have to make a saving throw?
Yes, a strength saving throw, please.
All right.
Okay, that is a success. So you managed to not be affected by the rushing water around you, so you can move and act normally, and you don't take the bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Oh, God, if I... let's see. If I attack him right next to him and he explodes, that's not the best plan. But if I move and disengage, then...
You've used your action to disengage, and you can't hit him.
Yeah.
It's just there's only one solution.
Yeah. I'd like to go into a rage and then pick him up and throw him.
Okay, not the solution
Oh,
I
we're
thought,
underwater.
but okay. I thought you were just going to put him in the bag.
Oh. No. When in doubt, throw it out. All right.
So first of all, you're going to go into a rage.
Yes, I am. So
Okay.
he's going to have to deal with.
You could immediately take either an attack or a dash.
Which can only be used to take the attack or dash action. So I have to do that before I do anything
It's
else.
immediately, so yes.
Okay.
But you
So
can
I'll
use your
attack him?
attack to try and pick him up so he's ready to throw.
Yes,
So
that's
essentially it's a grapple.
that is the. So yeah, she'll just.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check, and it'll be against the... So it's a 7 to beat. Yeah, I thought so.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, you would have been an advantage for that as well because you are bigger than him. But
How far can I throw him underwater? Is he aerodynamic? He's got
no, but you are one hell of a calamity. So he's throwing a person is an improvised weapon. So while it would be affected by the water, so it would be disadvantage, he's still going to inflict 2d10 damage to whatever he hits and himself, and the bludgeoning damage for depending on how far you manage to throw him.
That's my major question then, is how
So whatever your short range for your normal throw is.
20 feet. I will throw him into the guy over here then.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
As not only
so
are you
in the
throwing
raging
underwater, you're
whirl-
throwing through a whirlpool, so...
That's fair.
Okay. So it's not going to connect properly, but he's still going to end up about over here. In fact, give me a D6 and then a D8. We'll do this Blood Bowl style. So he's trying to get to here, and he's going to go 3. So somehow he ends up over here. So after getting caught up in the swirling waters, he suddenly shoots out to the side and slams into the wall. Let's see how far that actually was. Okay, so he's going to take the 7 points initially plus points from that, so he's going to take a total of 18 points of bludgeoning damage as he slams into the wall. Yeah. What's your second attack?
I can throw far enough to throw something over here. Can she even get through the whirlpool?
Yeah, you passed your save at the beginning of your turn. You essentially, it's would be considered difficult terrain, but you're too clumsy to care.
Okay. Oh god, why does it do that? I think she can move that far.
Yep.
Yeah, she can go 45 feet. So yeah, she'll swim right up to this guy and... do I get another attack or is it...
Yeah,
no,
you get
because
another
I
attack.
disrupted with my move. Okay, cool. And then she will use the granny stick on Mr. Crableggy here.
Are you recklessly attacking? Because you.
Yes.
Well, actually, no. You would have had to declare
No.
it. Oh, then again, that's a
Yeah,
thrown
no.
one. So yes,
Never mind,
you
it's
can.
fine.
Okay. Then that's a miss. Anything
To
else?
keep the damage resistance. Nope, that's it.
Okay. This boy is going to start swimming down. Zholk.
The rat's just seen.
Oh, before you do anything, I need a strength saving throw, please.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Take 9 points of bludgeoning damage and move 10 feet closer to the center of the whirlpool. And that is your movement.
Alright. Is there anything that happens when I get to the center?
No, that's just you keep staying in the center, being buffeted by the whirlpool so long as it lasts.
Marvelous. Alright, so I've just seen a spawn get yeeted across the area.
Indeed.
Is the fish Sogeg hostile?
It was poking Mr. Burbles in the arse, so hostile enough. You can see that he's still under whatever influence they were under before.
Right, yeah, I remember that. So... The problem is I can't make anyone big because it doesn't last long.
Look, 1 in 4 rat folk can't maintain their enlarge. It's okay.
God damn. Alright, we're gonna start by taking
I make that joke way too often. I'm sorry.
$14 enough on the toad?
No.
Okay. You know what? We don't learn things by not trying the hard way.
You could have just left it and we don't learn things.
Where's the skull? Where the...
Oh, this could be fun.
There it is.
Lightning bolt through everybody. Yay.
I mean, if it's a straight line, the only person I catch is Mr. Burbles?
You would catch Neil and Mr. Burbles as it is.
Is it 5 feet wide?
Yep.
Ah, right, okay. That's the part that I don't know.
That.
There's no...
How in the Christ do you do that?
It's the line one, so not ruler, line at the bottom.
Oh.
And then you can actually set how many units wide the line is.
Viable laser, I guess. But, alright, so...
What's the worst that could happen?
What's the range on this?
Neil won't die, he'll just be dying.
How you doing for being healthy, Nadrin?
On a scale of 1 to 50, I'm 27.
Right. So I'm gonna say 3d10 isn't a risk you're willing to take.
No.
Alright. So that's out of the question. What have I got left?
How long was that line thing you were thinking about?
5 feet wide, why?
How long?
Oh,
Not
long.
wide.
60. Because you could do that and completely miss Nadrin if you were heading that way to try and zap them.
It's
You
a
could also do
100
that.
foot line.
Just want to point out this one.
Yeah, there's that as well.
It's a 100-foot line, so
Yeah, 100
yes,
foot.
we'll go with that. So at what level does the skull
I
cast
believe
this?
it's fifth level.
See somewhere. Yes, so I am upcasting a lightning bolt in the direction of those two for a 100-foot line.
Yeah, not even going to roll for that one. He explodes.
Oh god.
Let's have a look at this one though. First of all, magic. Failed. That would be 30. Okay, he gets zapped. Is definitely affected by it, but not as severely as you would have hoped.
Understandable. Have a nice day. That is my sit.
No, it's not. Roll the bell.
Oh, right, yeah. The best part. Oh, Firefox crashed. May take a moment. I can still scroll, but I can't click on my token. What's happened? Oh, it's moved to the bottom.
Have you still got the...
Yeah, have you still got the line on?
Yes.
line on?
There you go.
Yeah. I keep doing that as well.
Sweet. Let's have a look.
Oh,
I'm going to adjourn this.
20 feet. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so that is Nadrid, Neil, and Bennett. Actually, no, Bennett just misses. Just misses.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be
I'm
mean.
going to be nice.
Constitution.
Must make Constitution save.
I must apologise, Nadrin. Disadvantage.
Well, at least
Okay.
Neil got his
Neil
crit.
got Neil got a crit. I accidentally closed my character sheet.
Because on a success, they take no damage.
Constitution.
Constitution at disadvantage. Okay, roll 2d10, Zholk.
Oh,
That is 13 points of necrotic damage, Nadrin.
Okay.
owie.
But at least you lasered one of the sea spawn and quite significantly damaged one of the bug things.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with that.
It could have been worse. But you could have also summoned an entire fleet of rats to die in the whirlpool, so...
That would have been perfect.
That would have been kind of funny.
It would have been very gruesome. Okay, Mr. Burbles. His exhaust has not recharged. So before he does anything, roll a d6, see if his exhaust recharges for next turn. It does. So next turn he can use his exhaust ability.
Okay. And that means this turn he is a swiping.
Who's he swiping at?
At the toad.
He's going for the toad.
Have an advantage. Should do anyway.
Yeah, it'll be at advantage.
Okay.
So the first one.
So then the first one's a 22.
Okay.
Second one would be an 18.
Yeah, both of those connect. And then I need to do a pair of Constitution saving throws. First of all,
Fail.
succeeds. The second one also succeeds. Okay, next is the Ichthys, the sea sogeg, and it's going to go after Mr. Burbles as it seems to be almost driven to try and protect the weird frog thing. Poke, another poke, and then a snip, and another.
God.
There. So 24 to hit, 23 to hit, 26 to hit, and 25 to hit. So doing a grand total of 17, 27, 37, 42 points of damage.
Mr. Burbles just went down.
Down goes Mr. Burbles. Tank is down. Bennett. I need a strength saving throw. Is a fail as you are moved 10 feet further in. Take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, and that is your movement. You can't move this turn. You'll do any other actions if you want to. Not sure if you're speaking. Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
I said I was going to drink a health potion, but
Okay.
I've knocked my inventory down by one, but I don't.
It's a potion of greater healing, isn't it?
I don't know.
I'm assuming it's the one that Scuts gave out last week. Which is...
Do you know what? I didn't spot that one under it, but yeah, I will drink that one.
It's 4d4 plus 4. that is 14 points
14.
of healing.
And all I can do, really.
Okay. Next is the Hydroloth. Is going to stand over, or at least around Mr. Burbles, and reiterate its offer once again. You are clearly strong, but also strong-willed and tempestuous, and have bitten off way more than you can chew. I offer you once again my contract, but it will lean more in my favour with this attempt on my life. And we'll move over to this one's turn. That is going to just move on. And I think we will put a pin in it there for next week. And that is a decent note of suspense to end it on. Give you a week to think about whether or not you want to take up the Hydroloth's offer and basically owe them a favour in exchange for the place. Although you may need to owe them a favour just to stop a TPK from happening. But who knows? Maybe you'll have Zholk coming into the rescue next week. So you may need him.
Yeah, he has got his health and all his spell slots, right?
oh yeah, you would have had a long rest by then, so yeah. He will be starting, as if coming in from the entrance to come and find you all. So we'll have to see. So let's do our end of session wrap up stuff. So piety points. You get a point of piety for playing. Did you complete your minor divine agenda? That is a no for Nadrin. Still in the middle of doing that. That is a no for Scuds. Still in the middle of doing that. I'm going to say no for Bennett. Still in the middle of doing that. And that is a no for Zholk. Although you did attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll at least give you credit for that, if no piety points. Did you perform a ritual, sacrifice, or great action in the name of your god? I'm going to say no. Did you act in a way that exemplifies the ideals of your patron gods? I will give a point to everyone. I think everyone acted the way their patrons would expect from them. Bennett just being a force of pure death. Zholk trying to unlock the dreams from inside the Hydroloth's head. Nadrin just trying to reclaim the forge, and Scuds trying to barter the best you can by just throwing random monsters at it. Very on character. Story points. You get a point for playing. Did you overcome a great challenge using violent or non-violent means? You're in the process of doing so, although we'll see how that goes. Did you make a significant discovery or unearth some lost history? There were some opportunities, but it didn't quite bear any fruit this session, but you may be able to keep digging for next week. Did you perform an act worthy of an epithet? Does anyone believe they earned an epithet?
Trying to get rid of one.
I know one that I definitely want to give, and that's Bullet Time Bennett.
Right, yeah.
For that sweet backflip, yeah. So you think you...
I would say no.
Let's have a look. So, yeah, I will definitely get rid of the irritant for the time being. I'm sure it'll come back at some point.
Yeah, don't delete it.
Yep, just removing it from your thing. So there we go. Yeah, I think that's about it for epithets. There was some attempts, but I don't think anything overly exceptional. Nothing to write sagas about. And loyalty points for Neil and Mr. Burbles. They get a point for playing. You get a point for fighting together. Did you sacrifice something for the good of your companion? I'm going to say no. And did your companion perform an incredible action? I'm thinking I'm going to give a point to both of them because Neil rolled more crits than Zholk usually does, and Mr. Purples went and face tanked both bosses for all of that time. He did good. He may be dying, but he did good.
He's a tanky little beast.
That
was some serious damage they were dealing, though.
They were bosses. That was just the kind of why I was saying, hey, there is a diplomatic solution to this. Maybe you want to think about this.
No brain, only smack.
No brain, only smack. And I wanted to have something interesting and something quite different to what you're usually facing. So fish zombies and demons would have been fun. And, well, I think it's done well enough. And there will be more to explore next week as, well, you may need to use your words rather than your punches to get out of it. Or you can just keep fighting and, you know, death isn't the end in Theros. Just nip down to the underworld and bring them back. So, who cares? Well, thanks everyone for playing. It's been hopefully a decent one. Thanks everyone for watching, whether you've watched us live on Twitch at Scutsbuds or whether you have watched the VODs on YouTube over on the Satyr Atlas YouTube channel. We will be back next week, 7:30-ish PM GMT. I can never remember what time that is in American time.
That is 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to go ahead and drop the links real quick right there for Twitter and the YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Thank you all so much again for watching our shenanigans. We'll see you next time. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Adios.